Good morning, evening, or night, wherever you are. Welcome to WHAM today. Take a deep breath, clear your mind, and let's drift through the whispers of today's world, one quiet thought at a time. As we wrap up Sunday, 15th June, 25, let's see what stories are unfolding around us. Escalating tensions between Iran and Israel have shaken the global economy. These tensions have raised fears of a broader regional conflict. Such a conflict could disrupt oil supplies. Israel has reportedly conducted airstrikes within Iran. These included a Mossad operation using precision-guided weapon, vehicle-mounted systems, targeted Iranian defenses, modified extended range. F-35s may have been involved. These actions preceded Iranian missile attacks on Israel. Iran is considering retaliation strategies. Potential strikes against U.S. bases in the Middle East are among them. Iran has dismissed dialogue with the U.S. as meaningless. 4 Iranian generals were reportedly killed in an Israeli attack. The U.S. Air Force destroyed Iranian ballistic missiles aimed at Israel. The U.S. is bracing for potential Iranian strikes. Israel has been implicated in a series of escalating actions against Iran. These actions allegedly included the elimination of top Iranian Air Force brass and 9 nuclear scientists, as well as reported strikes on critical infrastructure such as a major gas field. The strikes, referred to as Operation Rising Lion, reportedly occurred days before U.S.-Iran nuclear negotiations. The Trump administration reportedly informed U.S. allies in the Middle East in advance of these strikes. In addition to actions against Iran, Israel's Air Force intercepted drones over Saudi Arabia. Former IDF Intel chief Amos Yadlin posited that the collapse of Hezbollah, Hamas, and Assad could allow Israel to expand its military operations across the Middle East. The United Kingdom has augmented its military presence in the Middle East, dispatching more Royal Air Force fighter jets amidst the ongoing conflict between Israel and Iran. Concurrently, a domestic petition is gaining traction, advocating for the government to donate its stock of surplus warrior infantry fighting vehicles, IFVs, to Ukraine. Turning to Ukraine, the Air Force has taken delivery of 14 F-16 Block 10-15 fighter jets from Norway in 2024. Ukraine is also a prospective beneficiary of surplus warrior infantry fighting vehicles, if from the UK, conditional on the resolution of a public petition circulating within the UK. United States and South Korea advanced logistics planning during recent talks held in Seoul, strengthening their alliance. In a separate incident, a South Korean KF-16 fighter jet crashed at Eielson Air Force Base in Alaska. Investigators determined human error was the cause, but both pilots successfully ejected. Turning to China, the Chinese Navy's new aircraft carrier, Fujian, began testing in waters disputed with South Korea, raising regional tensions. Indonesia is modernizing its air force through several significant acquisitions and partnerships. A new agreement was signed with South Korea at Indo-Defense 2025 for the delivery of 48 KF-21 fighter jets, while also maintaining joint production efforts. Separately, Indonesia committed to a $10 billion deal for 48 Turkish KAAN fighter jets. Additionally, Indonesia's first A400EM aircraft has completed the painting process, marking a milestone in its integration into the Indonesian Air Force. Australia is focusing on rebuilding its merchant shipping fleet and using fisheries support to enhance regional security. The Royal New Zealand Air Force, RNZAF, will participate in a major combat exercise in Australia, showcasing the close defense relationship between the two countries. Canada. Canada is considering significant investments in its military and exploring additional defense partnerships beyond the United States. The country is accelerating its timeline to meet NATO defense spending targets, demonstrating a renewed commitment to international security. China. China's defense minister called for greater collaboration with South Africa. Meanwhile, U.S. cybersecurity sources reported that Chinese state-sponsored hackers known as Salt Typhoon likely targeted Comcast and other firms, potentially gaining broad access to network infrastructure. Then President Trump declared that a tariff deal with China was done. Colombia. Embraer suggested that Colombian Gripen fighter jets could undergo final assembly in Brazil, indicating a growing partnership in the aerospace industry. Finland. Finland is set to lead the NATO air exercise Atlantic Trident 25 and will host RQ-4D Phoenix aircraft, highlighting its increasing importance in NATO's air defense structure. India. India and the United States held their first ever special forces drill called Tiger Claw, designed to improve cooperation between their forces. Indonesia. Turkey has reached an agreement with the Indonesian Air Force to sell 48 new fifth-generation KAAN fighter jets, significantly upgrading Indonesia's air power. Malaysia. Gateway Patrol Boys are supporting the Malaysian partnership, improving maritime security cooperation. North Korea. According to Ukrainian intelligence, Russia is sharing technologies with North Korea to support the production of attack drones and improve missile technology. Norway. Norway completed its donation of 14 F-16 Block 10-15 fighter jets to the Ukrainian Air Force in 2024, bolstering Ukraine's defense capabilities. Philippines. The United States and the Philippines are working together to improve their logistics capabilities. In addition, the Philippines has placed a follow-up order for Fa-50 jets, strengthening its air force. Poland. British fighter jets stationed in Poland were scrambled 6 times in 6 days to intercept Russian intelligence aircraft, underscoring heightened tensions in the region. Portugal. Lockheed secured an F-35 deal in Portugal despite existing concerns about the jet purchase, signaling Portugal's commitment to modernizing its air force. Russia. Ukrainian intelligence reports that Russia is sharing technologies with North Korea to facilitate the production of attack drones and improve missile capabilities. British fighter jets stationed in Poland were scrambled 6 times in 6 days to intercept Russian intelligence aircraft, highlighting the ongoing tensions in the region. President Zelensky urged stronger action from the U.S. against Russia. Singapore. A total of 444 individuals were commissioned as officers in the Singapore Armed Forces, demonstrating Singapore's continued investment in its defense personnel. South Africa. The first group of South African Samida troops has returned home. The Chinese defense minister has advocated for increased cooperation with South Africa. Sweden. Sweden's compensation package reportedly influenced Thailand's decision to purchase Gripen EF fighter jets. Thailand. Sweden's compensation package reportedly played a decisive role in Thailand's decision to acquire Gripen EF fighter jets. Turkey. Turkey has secured an agreement with the Indonesian Air Force to sell 48 new fifth-generation KAAN fighter jets, marking a significant upgrade to Indonesia's air capabilities. United Kingdom. The United Kingdom is moving forward with the production of new ICARS Mk2 ASA radars for the Royal Air Force Eurofighters, enhancing their combat effectiveness. British fighter jets stationed in Poland were scrambled 6 times in 6 days to intercept Russian intelligence aircraft. United States. The Paris Air Show opened amid global uncertainty, with U.S. defense companies seeking to reassure European allies about Washington's reliability. The U.S. and the Philippines are collaborating to enhance their logistics capabilities. India and the US conducted their inaugural Special Forces drill, Tiger Claw, to improve interoperability. The United States has unveiled a future cruise missile design equipped with a nuclear warhead. President Zelensky urged stronger action from the US against Russia. Then President Trump declared that a tariff deal with China was done. And that's a wrap for today's news, because even headlines need a nap. Stay curious, stay kind, and let the noise fade as you find your quiet. Take care, stay awesome, and I'll see you next time on WHAM Today.